All right, today we're going to be making a really easy and delicious classic burger. But we're going to not be grilling them, we're going to be frying them on the stovetop. Yeah, like Grandma and Grandpa used to do. Everything used to be fried up. It's relatively healthy and out of this world, so let's get started. We're going to need our buns, first of all, and our ground beef. And we're going to be frying everything in a cast iron pan. That seems to hold the flavor and the heat really well. And of course we need a spatula or two. We're going to put a little oil into the cast iron skillet here and heat up the top of the stove. Pretty simple so far. We've got some burger seasoning. And I'm going to put the full recipe in the description below. But how easy is this? We're going to take the ground beef, leave them in the container, and add the burger seasoning just like that. Flip them over. Of course, make sure you wash your hands really, really well before and after. And we'll just sprinkle that burger seasoning on. Don't forget, if the patties are stacked, we'll need to remove the paper. You want to coat both sides. And notice the all that delicious burger juice getting on the shaker too. So you might want to take an antibacterial wipe and wipe that down before you put it back in the on the shelf. And that burger seasoning kind of acts as like a salt. It's got some other flavors in it too to really spice things up. So once the stovetop is heated up adequately on about medium heat, we'll go ahead and flatten them here. Notice the technique of two spatulas. We want to squeeze them down a little bit. Burgers, when you heat them up, they have the tendency to kind of inflate and balloon up in the middle. So we're just going to squeeze them out. That's going to get some of that grease out of there as well. And we'll put the second one down and do the same thing. Now you don't want the temperature to be so hot where it's spitting grease all over the place, but we do want it to be hot enough so it actually browns and cooks, right? So again, about medium heat, and I'll put more details of this entire recipe, as I mentioned before, in the description, so be sure to check that out, along with any of the, for example, the cast iron skillet, the one that we recently purchased and really recommend. You can find all that down there. And by the way, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. Click the like button, join, and maybe consider sharing this video with a friend or family member who might be interested in making super easy burgers. This channel is all about do-it-yourself projects, cool buys, and lots of other things to make your home a better space and better place, including, yeah, you guessed it, 5-star recipes made by my lovely and beautiful wife. So we're going to let that simmer, and you'll want to check it, peek on it a little bit, and we'll flip them once one side is pretty brown. Notice the coloring there. That's a pretty good time to flip, I would say. And the oil and the grease is getting pretty hot. It's coming to kind of an aggressive low rolling boil, so we can turn down the heat just a little bit if we need to. Next, we'll take the cheese. We prefer the block cheese, not that Kraft wrap crap that you get at the store, right? We're going to actually take some delicious medium or extra sharp cheddar, and we'll slice that off by the knife or with a cheese slicer. And we'll go ahead and put it on the cooked side already. Now, you don't want to add this prematurely, so it just melts all the way off. So you got to kind of time it correctly. You want the cheese to melt, to get super soft, and to kind of start melting along the sides. And we're going to ensure at the same time that that meat is cooked all the way through. Now, what is cooked all the way through? Well, you're going to need to use a meat thermometer to determine your optimal cooking temperature and safe optimal cooking temperature, depending on how you like your burgers, right? Medium, medium rare, medium well, etc. We like ours with just a little bit of pink, but a pretty much light brown all the way through, just to be on the safe side. And we'll take our remaining 2 patties. This feeds a family of 4. And we'll go ahead and put this, 1 burger a piece, right? And we'll go ahead and put that on and get those fried up as well. Next, we've taken the buns, you can see here, and we've got some melted butter, and with a little spatula or spoon, we're going to be applying that melted butter to the insides of the burger buns. And notice it is on a baking sheet, so what would you think we're going to do next here? Yeah, once we get them nice and coated, by the way, you could use olive oil as opposed to melted butter if you wanted a slightly healthier route. We have done that before, and that turns out delicious. Basically, want some type of coating because you're going to put them in the oven and make sure that they are nice and kind of crunchy, crispy brown. Look at the color there. A little bit of brown on the outside would be perfect. So put them inside the oven and don't walk away. You're going to sit and watch them until it turns to the appropriate color. And next, it's downhill from here. We're going to put the burgers on the buns. And you could put the burgers onto a paper towel first to let some of that grease kind of trickle out as they cool, as opposed to the buns. That would be another tip. And from here you can put on some of your toppings, or if you have any leftover meat that actually fell off in the skillet, you could definitely put that on should you choose. But we'll go ahead and put on some pickles next. Let's transfer them to a plate first, because we're pretty much in the prep stage now, or the presentation, right? So we'll actually be serving them. You can put a couple of pickles on there, maybe 2 each. Bit precarious, but totally works. Oh, we're not done yet. Put some jalapeno strips on and spice this up a little bit, and a little bit of mustard. How easy is this, everybody? This is a dynamite recipe and very concentrated, meaning you don't have to go out to the grill. It's all on the stove, all in the kitchen, and tastes spectacular. Kids love it, we love it, and hopefully this has helped you out. Enjoy.